Hello, Taurus. Happy weekend. I am here to throw down a reading for you. How are you, my bull gang? I hope you're well. Happy Friday. Hopefully you get the weekend off now to do a little bit of self-care and play a little bit, right? Because you work really hard during the week. So I come here and I throw down a reading a few times a week for the Taurus tribe, just because you are the largest tribe. And I just try and keep you in readings, man, because you eat them up real quick. But thank you for that. So if you're here and you're brand new, please be with us in the comments if you can. We like to get to know each other. We actually like each other around here, and we communicate in the comments. So thank you so much if you're going to do that. And if you can reach out and touch that thumbs up if you enjoy this content, then that's just going to make us get a bigger tribe, right? All right. We're going to start it with the Mira here today. The Mira's cards. Let's get some information for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus. True gem. Dating. Okay. So we could be talking about someone who is the mature man, or maybe this is your mature man. Mature can mean a couple of things, right? It can mean, of course, it can mean age, because that person on the card had white hair. But, not everyone who is of a certain age is mature. I'm just going to say. It could be someone who's very young and an old soul, who's quite mature. Or it could be someone who is older in their years. So we have the two gem. It says valuable quality jewelry. And then it says wining, dining, and romance. So also what I want to say about the true gem is that I always see it as Gemini. It always comes up in my head looking like Gemini. So I feel like this is probably for those of you who are single, who are doing the dating thing, it looks like you're about to meet someone of quality. Yeah. That there's about to be some romance in your life. I think you're about to meet someone who is of quality. Because jewelry is gems, right? Diamonds, whatever they are. Gems can become quite expensive, quality, but they're also expensive because they're natural, right? Because they're naturally, they grow naturally. They're a mineral, right? They're of the earth. Yeah. Okay. Which makes them valuable. All right, here we go, Taurus. So somebody's been putting the work in on themselves so they can realign. So there is someone who's been working on themselves. Someone's had a shift in perspective or gained a sense of clarity about something. Maybe somebody is ready to settle down. The true gem can also jewelry. It can be like an engagement ring or a promise ring or something like that. Purple, by the way, is the color of the third eye. So it's like somebody is seeing something clearer. They see the value in someone that they meet or someone that they've already met. A realignment, so a shift of perspective that gains clarity. Putting in the work, it says actions that help achieve goals, building the path for success. And then release is releasing grudges, wounds, and pent-up feelings through healthy activities. So I think that you're the person that when you go on a date, you like to go, hang gliding. Or mini golf, whatever. Maybe you're risky, maybe you're not. I don't have any energy of that here, whether you're fiery or not, but it feels like you're the person who would rather do some type of activity, right? Maybe you want to go golfing or you want to go horseback riding or something like that. And I think that might be actually something that, it feels like horseback riding. That maybe that's something you might have in common with someone, what I want to say. Apology, forgiveness through mutual understandings. Okay. All right. No more energy for Taurus, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. Taurus, if you're interested in a private read, please know I still have room over at Wizio, and look for the yellow dot in the description. That's a link. I'll take you over to the pricing there. All right. What else does Taurus need to know? Sacred Temple and Consciousness of Lack. One more. Behind the Mask. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I feel like it's been hard is what I want to say. The Consciousness of Lack, Behind the Mask, that tells me that someone either is or had been hiding behind some type of Some type of mask because of a consciousness of lack, not feeling like enough in any aspect. You don't make enough money, maybe you don't show enough emotions, or you show too much emotions, or, it feels like somebody was always, like it's the thing going on in your head that you're not enough. Always thinking. Yeah. He's got his heel or his feet on the books. It feels like he's... it's like he's got the answers at his fingertips, but he's living in the consciousness of lack and really doesn't realize that there's enough knowledge to get them out from behind the mask. The sacred temple is a place of healing, though, which is great. So it looks like there is somebody that you will meet who's probably going to show you either their rising sign, because I do see that as the mask sometime. When I explain it to people, it's like being in a band, right? That's the front man. It's the one everybody sees. And it feels like for me that the behind the mask can be like, I'm hiding behind my rising sign, not showing them who I am truly at the beginning. Maybe you are someone who is healing the consciousness of lack at the sacred temple. So going within, doing meditation, taking care of you, lots of care for yourself, right? Trying to change the way you think, maybe optimism, trying to think more abundantly, trying to be open to the universe. It feels like somebody here is has a specific criteria about what they want to reflect to the person in the dating world. It's like this person is a true gem, so they're calling in a true gem as well. But I think that somebody here is learning how to remove the mask, wants to remove the mask. All right. What do we need to know? Tell us more about what we need to know for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Why are we behind the mask, please? Tell me more about the consciousness of lack. Because they're disconnected. So somebody here feels like they've been on the outside looking in on life for a very long time. And I think that's why we're out in the dating world. Somebody's decided that if they put the work into themselves, that they will attract like, right? So if they're in alignment and they're putting the work in, and they're the one releasing, purging old wounds and pent-up feelings, I feel like this person is also trying to remove the mask by taking care of themselves. So it feels like somebody who's preparing themselves to call someone in on their own vibration, because they know if they go into the dating world and they're wounded, they're going to attract wounded people. But if they go into the world, in the right kind of alignment, yeah, it'll be much easier to be in a relationship with somebody who is on your own vibration, right? All right, so we start with the Four of Pentacles. Why the Four of Pentacles? So what I want to say is, it says here that you're maybe shut off to any invitations, is what I want to say. Three of Cups, because it's a celebration for me. And I feel like you have to be more open to invitations. I think that I'm speaking to someone who is single or who is dating someone brand new, that you need to make yourself a little bit more available, that maybe it's time to show a little bit of vulnerability. I think that that's going to come naturally when you're within the sacred temple, when you go into meditate, when you're taking better spiritual care of yourself. I feel like eventually that's going to change, but for right now, I feel like you're apt to say no to any sort of invitation, or if someone asked you out on a date, it almost feels like you're kind of shut down or closed off to the idea of some type of date or going to a celebration or, something like that. We've got the King of Pentacles. There you are, right there, Taurus. And the Three of Pentacles. So it looks like, Taurus, you're looking for someone who is wanting to build something of strength, right? Sturdy. Want to build something. You want to build a foundation before you jump into anything else, because this is all pentacle energy here. So we're in the dating world, but we haven't even really talked about feelings yet. It looks like what you're looking for is someone that is going to show you a good time, in terms of celebration and going out and being social and things like that, if that's what you're into. But it feels like that you are looking for someone who is just like you, that is someone who is reliable and dependable and generous, and someone who is on your team, and I'm on your team, right? It feels like you are wanting to move really slowly. I want to say that if you turn down invitations that come your way, no matter how small they might be, that maybe isn't such a great idea, because it feels like if you shut it down, this is what you're missing out on. You're missing out on possibly meeting someone that you can start a really good foundation with. I think, though, that it feels like you've been out of the dating scene for a while with the Five of Pentacles, and because you've been hiding behind this mask and this consciousness of lack, feeling like no one's out there for you. But I think you're healing that, to be honest. I just want to say that please don't turn down invitations, right? Because that's the only way that you're going to get out there and meet the person that's supposed to be on your team. Just listening. You don't believe that your ships are coming in. Yeah, that's where the Five of Pentacles comes in, I feel. It feels like you think that it's like you want to put yourself out there, but you're scared to put yourself out there. Conversation and communication can be so hard when you're in a dating situation, right? And it seems like the Five of Swords and the Five of Swords and Libra, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So we've got 5, 6, 7 swords. It's like what they don't see or what they don't say is what's the hardest part for you about dating. You have a hard time reading people, possibly, and it feels like that you don't necessarily trust that there is any ships coming in for you right now. It feels like whenever you get into a situation where you have to make a lot of conversation, that you try and bring the balance, but it almost feels like people have a lot of opinions, and we have a lot of, maybe it's more cerebral, there's not really any emotional connection. It's like these people are fine, right? But it looks like you're looking for more than that. You're looking for cups, right? We don't have any cups here. Oh, just listening, hang on. Okay, that's the shape of the heart, right? So I said there's no cups here. There's no cups here, and then Charlie said shape of the heart, and that's Sting's song, right? Shape of my heart. It's about someone who gets a tarot reading, and they talk about swords, they talk about wands and diamonds, but they don't talk about hearts, because that's not the shape of my heart. This person has everything they need but love. Yeah, I think the hardest part of the dating is the conversation and communication. You never know who's lying to you. You're hoping you're going to meet someone who's going to be honest and clear and concise and give you clarity. That's what you really want in a partnership here. You're waiting for that. I think you're waiting on that. The Two of Wands, Queen of Cups, Temperance. Just listening. Yeah, it feels like somebody here is emotionally healing. That's what I want to say. The Queen of Cups and the Temperance. Someone is healing their emotions or emotionally healing. And so it's been a while, I feel, since you've been in the dating scene. Feels like you are wanting, at a midpoint in your life, wanting to make a decision about passion, want to get out there, want to meet someone, find someone, but it feels like that you are still healing emotionally from something. I think that's why we're showing, a partnership here, Three of Pentacles, because it feels like you would rather build it slowly with no emotion than just jump into all the emotions. It feels like somebody's going to holding back their emotions or tempering their emotions, and is going to maybe not get as connected emotionally, but go for the adventure. So somebody here is healing themselves, somebody who's in the dating world now. Yeah, okay, so you've been hermiting for a long time, but you're not going to find anybody there unless they break in, right? So you've been hermiting for a long time. We've got Virgo energy, thinking about a lot of things, thinking about the details, thinking about what you actually want, speaking it out to the universe. I know it sounds crazy talking out to the universe, but just tell the universe what you want. What do you want? Tell them what you want. Be very specific. And, not saying a name, a first name, last name, but the characteristics of the type of person who you want to be your person. And then you're heading out into the dating world. So I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself, and you're looking for a high value human, because you are a high value human. You want someone who's healed. You want someone who does not move quickly, someone who is hopeful, kind, sees you as the star, and someone that you're incredibly attracted to. That's not specific enough, right? No, that's very specific, yeah. And it looks like you just want to start slow. Page of Cups. I just want to start slow, and I don't want to have to go out there and look for it. Can it please come and find me? Yes. And I think the answer is yes, but I also think that you need to get out there in order for someone to be able to see you. Okay, let's just throw another couple of cards. Get you on your way. Taurus, please. Got acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And I was talking about this with one of my friends yesterday, is that, it's all it is acceptance. And so when you keep, whatever you resist will persist, as Eckhart Tolle says, whatever you resist will persist. And if you keep running against the same wall, all you're doing is hurting yourself. It feels like you need to have an acceptance that you can't get through the wall. You can't get through concrete. You need to accept the situation for what it is. And when you do, you find other ways to deal with the situation, like by going around, instead of throwing yourself against that wall over and over and over again. And I think somebody here has done that. They've had acceptance of self because they've been putting the work in and releasing a whole lot of stuff. We have empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. And failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Yeah. This person here is all in the learning right now. It says, I know that I cannot change the past. It's the truth. Truth bomb. There we go. All right. I hope that meant something to someone. Not really sure what's going on, but let me know in the comments if you're brave enough to do that. And thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for reaching out and giving me a thumbs up if you like this content. And I will come back with more. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks. Love you. Bye-bye.